guys, welcome back to my channel. Mermaid Nina here with what I'm hoping is going to be my most popular video ever. Woohoo! Why do you ask? Why would I think that? Well, of course, it's just a theory, but I am here to answer the age-old question. Wait for it. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Wait, no, that's not what I'm going to answer. I'm going to answer, should you pass Rise of the Resistance or Slinky Dog first? That's right. That's what I'm going to answer in today's video. You guys are nonstop asking me this question. In addition to the question of, Nina, should I get my Genie Plus first or should I get my individual Lightning Lane first? And I think all those questions really just come down to Rise of the Resistance or Slinky Dog. Which one should I get up at 7 a.m. and press that purchase button for first? So, as always, guys, in all of my previous Genie Plus videos, you have asked that question. I have talked about it. And I basically said, you need to do your research, right? You need to go onto the app, go onto the tip board, and you need to watch and see which one goes first a week before your trip, because it just changes. Well, I did the legwork for you guys. I did the homework for you guys for the past 2 weeks. That's right, 2 weeks. I have been getting up at 6:55 and I have been going on the app to the tip board, pressing refresh, 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 and doing screenshots and all sorts of crazy things so that I could answer once and for all which one you indeed should get first. But like everything else, this is not a black and white answer. There are some gray tones to this conversation. Not to mention, I've been watching for the past 2 weeks. It is currently February. What will this look like this summer or during a holiday season? Again, that is why I suggest you guys do the legwork, but just in case you want the easy answer and you just want to watch this video, let's get into it. First, I'm going to post screenshots of times and things like that based on the screenshots I took. Obviously, your trip, your situation, this could be different, but I did this for a whole 2 weeks. And well, the numbers were kind of the same. So when I talk about something, just make sure you guys pay attention. I might have one day here and one day here, 2 different sets of dates, but you can kind of see how they're kind of running a similar pattern, right? Okay, so for example, I got up at 6:55, sat in my bed all cozy with my PJs and just pressed refresh, refresh, refresh. As soon as 7 o'clock hit, I had to make sure I was on Hollywood Studios, because when you're in the tip board, you can choose between the 4 different theme parks. You need to make sure you are Hollywood Studios. Then, unfortunately, Slinky Dog S, Rise of the Resistance they're at the end of the alphabet. Of course they are. So you have to scroll, 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 scroll to get to the end to find Slinky Dog and Rise of the Resistance. And I went ahead and I would find Slinky Dog, screenshot it, Rise of the Resistance, screenshot it, refresh, screenshot, refresh, and I just kept doing it minute after minute. So this is what I found out. You ready? Here we go. First of all, 7 a.m., right? That's the first time that you can possibly get either of these. Again, only if you're staying on property. If you are staying off property, you cannot get Rise of the Resistance until park opening. In fact, by the time park opening happens, you won't get Rise of the Resistance at all. So this really only matters to people staying on property. If you're staying off property, your only answer is Slinky Dog. You can't even try for Rise of the Resistance. But for those of you on property, this is what I found. You ready? 7 a.m. Slinky Dog had a 1:15 return time, meaning at 7 a.m., by the time I did the refresh and got all the way to the bottom, if I was to purchase Slinky Dog, my return time would have been 1:15 in the afternoon. Rise of the Resistance return time was 10 a.m. Again, side 1 and side 2 might be slightly different because these are 2 different days. I'm just talking about one particular day. At 7:01, right, 1 minute later, Slinky Dog was already at 5:05 p.m. return time. That's right, dinner time. Only 1 minute went by. Rise of the Resistance was already at 4:20. It went from 10 a.m. to 4:20 in 1 minute. See where I'm going with this? At 7:03, because it was 7:02, and by the time I got to, all the way down at the bottom, it was already 7:03. Slinky Dog was at a 6:35 return time. Rise the Resistance, 7 p.m. Again, there's a pattern here. At 7:04, Slinky Dog sold out. Wait, what? How is Slinky Dog sold out at 7:04, but Rise the Resistance returns time was later? Wait for it. Rise the Resistance at 7:04 was 7:35 return time. So then I'm thinking, okay, Slinky Dog, I'm done. Obviously Slinky Dog went first. And then I thought, but what if? So then at 7:07, I went back into the system. Slinky Dog showed back up. What? That's right, Slinky Dog was sold out for like 2 or 3 minutes. Then at 7:07, Slinky Dog had a return time of 2:30. But by 7:07, Rise of the Resistance was sold out. Then at 7:07, Slinky and Rise was sold out. So literally a second later after my first 7:07, they were then again both sold out. But then at 7:08, Slinky was back at 6:20. Rise was still sold out. 7:09, Slinky was at 5:15. Rise is still gone. 7:10, Slinky is at 5:50. Rise is still gone. In fact, Slinky was indeed available past 7:15 a.m., which means for the whole 15 minutes that I was scrolling, even though Slinky had sold out for about 2 or 3 minutes within those 15 minutes, it still had availability past 7:15, which would bring one to conclude that Rise of the Resistance went faster than Slinky Dog. Even though in those 3 minutes in the middle there that we talked about, Slinky went first. So technically Slinky went first, but Rise is sold out longer than Slinky's did, right? Because Slinky kind of came back in time and Rise kind of stayed sold out. This pattern, although the numbers are slightly different, repeated day after day after day. Weekday versus weekend, I was seeing the same consistency. There were times when Slinky went first. There were times when Rise went first. But for some weird reason, Slinky always kind of rebounded with more times to select later on, which would bring one to conclude you should pass Rise of the Resistance first. Then try for Slinky Dog. Because after all, if Slinky Dog is still available into 7:15 a.m., I can still find it at 7:15 a.m. You should have plenty of time to secure Rise the Resistance and then go back to Slinky Dog. Now, the only issue with this really is if you are a family with young kids and you can't possibly ride Slinky Dog at, 7 p.m., in which case maybe you have to decide the chicken or the egg situation, because there's no point in getting, a Genie Plus pass for a ride you can't ride because it's too late in the day. But something else for you to also note. So again, I'm talking about resort guests because only resort guests can get a Genie Plus and an individual lightning lane at 7 a.m. Resort guests are also the only people that can show up to the theme park a half an hour early before everyone else. So let's just imagine that you either got Rise or you got Slinky, but then you went ahead and you did early morning hour. What would that look like? That's right, guys. I checked that out too. Check out the screenshots. So at 8:30 a.m., which is a half an hour before park opening, assuming Hollywood Studios opens at 9, at least for my purposes it did, resort guests got in at 8:30, right? At 8:30, Slinky Dog already had a 50-minute wait. because sometimes they let people in the park a little bit early. You know, if the lines are backed up, they'll let those resort guests in a little bit early. They can't ride anything yet, but oftentimes they can get in a little early and start standing in line, which is why you want to be in line before that half hour. Don't show up a half an hour early. Show up like 45 minutes to an hour early so that if they let people in the park, you can run to Slinky or you can run to Rise and just stand in line. Again, 8:30 a.m. actually in the park. Slinky is at a 50-minute wait. Rise is at a 90-minute wait. Again, that would make one think that you should pass Rise of the Resistance first. If you can't get Slinky, then you can run to Slinky first thing in the morning and possibly only have to wait 50 minutes versus the Rise of the Resistance of 90 minutes. But then let's check out 9 a.m. So 9 a.m., you've got resort guests in the park. You've got off-property people merging in, right? They're starting to flow in 9 o'clock. Slinky is already at 70 minutes. Rise is still holding strong at 90 minutes long. So Slinky's time went up. Rise is still good at that hour and a half. But then just 15 minutes goes by at 9:15 and Rise is up to 115 minutes. Almost a 2-hour wait for Rise. Another 15 minutes at 9:30. So assuming all those resort guests are in the building, all the off-property people are in the building, everyone's made it through, they've parked, they've scanned, they've done it all. 9:30 a.m., Rise is at 125-minute wait, while Slinky Dog is still holding strong in that hour wait time. So that brings one to conclude yet again that you would be smart to score Rise of the Resistance first and then try for Slinky. And if you can't get Slinky, then at least your wait time for Slinky will be shorter than Rise. Does this make sense? And of course, this is at this time where I say, if you have no idea what the heck I'm talking about, then you need to watch my other Genie Plus videos. I have a video specifically on me breaking down exactly what all these systems are. I have a top 10 tips and tricks video about Genie Plus and individual lightning lane, including stacking. Then I have a video where I answer all your kind of common questions, you know, including rider swap and what do you do if grandma's with you or you have little kids, or how stacking is working right now. All those things are in a different video. So if I'm already like, check out those other videos. So based on my research, the same thing I told you guys to do, tip board, Rise of the Resistance is what you wanna do first, then Slinky Dog. But I have some tips to help you through the entire process. You ready for this? First thing, this is kind of common sense, but I do get asked this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and state it. Yes, early bird gets the worm. You cannot sleep in until 7:10 and hope that you can get a pass. You need to be up and ready and staring at your phone, literally 6:55 and waiting and waiting and waiting for 7 on the dot to hit. It is advised that you have a fully charged phone. It is advised that you have a new phone, an updated phone, right? Anything to slow you down is just gonna get you later times. For anyone who remembers getting a boarding group, it was just like that. It's so stressful, the panic that you're in to try to get the pass. But yes, you wanna do it on time. Be ready. Early bird does indeed get the worm. And guess who else gets the worm, guys? Fast fingers. Yes, do not second guess yourself. Once you've been in the system and you've selected and you select your party, you just keep pressing, just keep doing. Don't stop and think and analyze. The only time you really have to stop and think is, unfortunately, for Rise of the Resistance, $15 per person. And you can't cancel that. So once you've paid your $15 and all those things, you're riding Rise of the Resistance. So if you have lunch plans or dinner plans, it's gonna affect you, you know, busting through really, really quickly. So I've almost been advising that people don't have dining plans or reservations when at Hollywood Studios. That way they can get Rise of the Resistance for any time, and it does not matter. But just note those things kind of in advance. The other trick I have is, did you know that you can have more than one phone trying to do this at the same time? That's right. Mom can be on a phone, dad can be on a phone, teenager can be on a phone, all under the same account, all trying to get something at the same time. That means two of you could be trying for Rise of the Resistance, one of you could be trying for Slinky Dog, whatever works for you guys. May I mention Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which is the other individual lightning lane, is also going pretty quickly. So yeah, although it's not as quickly as the other two, but it is something you might also want to secure, especially if you have, evening plans where you can't stay until 7 p.m. to ride a ride. But yes, more than one of you can be attempting this at the same time. In fact, I have clients in the parks right now successfully getting both Rise of the Resistance and Slinky Dog because they are following my tips. Just letting you know. Also, as I kind of went over first thing, you need to keep checking because more times are indeed popping up. And I'm not saying just for Slinky. I've been noticing this for all the rides. Sometimes I'll see like Mick and Min's, oh my God, it's already at, 7 p.m. And then 30 minutes later, I'll check and it's randomly like a noon pops up. Well, it's like, yeah, let's score a noon. So keep checking, just like how Slinky was sold out for 2 or 3 minutes and then it popped back up. I have seen that happen for Rise of the Resistance. That's right. It was totally sold out for like 8 minutes and then out of the blue, like a 10:30 a.m. popped up. So don't get too upset. Just keep checking, refreshing and checking. Yes, this means you might be on your phone a little bit more than you want, but if that saves you a 2-hour wait, maybe it's worth it to you. And again, the other thing to remember is please don't throw a fit. Please don't yell at the cast members. Please don't get so angry that you've upset your children as well, those poor kids. You can always wait in line. You can. I know it's not the most fun, but you can. So if you can secure Rise the Resistance and only wait 50 minutes for Slinky Dog, that's still a win because that's better than having to wait 2 hours for Rise the Resistance, right? 50 minutes is better than 2 hours. And I get, you paid for Genie Plus, therefore you want to use Genie Plus on Slinky, but it is, as I showed you, going fast depending on the day. So just remember, you can always wait in line, and Slinky's line is consistently shorter than Rise of the Resistance line. The other thing to remind you guys of is that I know people were upset that resort guests only get 30 minutes, but as I have shown, those 30 minutes are working. They are key. If that gets your booty in the park sooner than anyone else, if that gets your feet in the line sooner than anyone else, that can save you. I know I said at 8:30 Slinky was at 50 minutes, but some of those people only had to wait 10 minutes or 20 minutes because they were in the front of the line. So just remember that 30 minutes could mean a lot to someone if you're doing these kind of highly popular rides. The same thing works for like Seven Dwarf Mine Train and the other really popular rides. So don't diss that 30 minutes just yet. It is working. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you appreciate that I did all the legwork for you to finally prove that Rise the Resistance is what you want to pass before Slinky Dog. Solved, check mark, I did the legwork. Again, holiday time, crowd times, all of that could change, but since Rise does indeed tend to go first, and since its line is consistently longer, I am gonna stand by what I say. Rise, then Slinky. There you go, guys. You're welcome. Clap, clap. I need Maui to sing now in the background, right? So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I answered your questions for you. And yeah, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If the subscribe button is red, please click it. Turn it gray, hit the bell icon for notifications, like this video, and comment. Now that we've solved Rise and Slinky, what's next? What else do I need to do the research on, guys? Come on, give it to me in the comments. What's the other two rides that we are needing to know if we do one before the other? I'm not sure there is one, but if you can think of it, let me know in the comments, and let me know, of course, if this is what you wanted to hear. If you wanted me to do the legwork for you and now you're a happy camper, let me know. But as always, guys, mahalo for watching. Nina out. Bye.